I don't know about you guys, when it gets cold and gray like this, I get mad cravings for Asian food. But around here, everything just doesn't hit the spot. A friend told me of a place, though, where there's lots of Asian food, all kinds, everywhere. What place is gonna have the most selection, most bang for your buck, and probably most authentic? Small place called San Jose. Let's go. Alright, so we just landed in San Jose. Time to go get some breakfast. Alright, first stop for breakfast is going to be Bill's Cafe. Pretty excited about this one. Came by recommendation. Just basic breakfast, couple things that are just kind of California-fied. So let's check it out. Hopefully it's good. Alright, so we got the Mexicali. I've already cheated because I've already taken a bite. I'm supposed to film this as I eat it, but I'm really hungry. It's really good, so eggs Benedict with carnitas. It's really good. And then the California one, pretty sure I know what this is going to taste like. So I'm making it at home, but really good. I'm going to finish this now. I headed just outside of downtown to visit a very special neighborhood, and America's only Japantown. After seeing one of my heroes, Tony Bourdain, visit here, I considered it an opportunity to walk in his footsteps. So here we are in Japantown. Nice little peaceful part of town. Actually, it's very quiet. I mean, you can probably hear cars in the background just as I'm saying that, but just nice chill place. Awesome little Americana architecture out here. Recently just ate, so I'm not really hungry, but I'm hoping to, I don't know, cruise around, get some shots, and shots meaning camera shots. The first Japanese immigrants came to the Santa Clara Valley for farm work as early as 1890, settling in the nearby Chinatown that was known by locals as Highlandville, named after its builder and developer, John Heinlein. Japantown was not established until the beginning of the 20th century, where the community would continue to grow until 1942, when Japanese American citizens were put into camps or asked to leave the West Coast due to growing hysteria during World War II. The town, then known as Hinamachi, became a ghost town. In 1945, the U.S. authorized the return of the Japanese to the valley, where many returned to restart their lives, and by the 1950s and 60s, the town saw its peak. Just seeing all the beautiful old houses, and all the folks seemed so nice. Went into a gift shop, picked up a little gift for my spouse. It's interesting to walk around and see all kinds of murals that talk about the families who, lived there or basically had to restart their lives there. And really showing murals to a really dark time in American history where, Japanese folks were discriminated back in during World War II, 1947. And just seeing the stories of how some of these shops still standing, and the struggles those families had to make just to live the American dream really resonated to a real familiar dialogue that sometimes we see here in America that's just, sometimes it's like we just can't seem to learn from our past mistakes, you know, whether it be religious or racial discrimination or even discrimination of politics, you know. And it's just places like this that kind of really kind of show how the diversity in America can kind of enrich us all, bringing us some really great eats. And just a nice privilege to be able to walk through our town and see things. But just as any town too, you can see development coming up, and just this little quaint Japantown area, just a couple blocks in size, a couple blocks wide, a couple blocks long. Super charming, but you can see it's one of those areas that seems doesn't have much time left. You know, during pandemic or kind of going forward, if you can get a chance to get over there, if you're in the San Jose area and haven't done it, you know, go down there, spend some money on those local shops, eat some of the just damn good food. Anyway, off to our next adventure. Still day one. San Jose is a beautiful and diverse city, but you don't have to look far to see the struggle. COVID has impacted here just like every large city, though with its own unique set of problems. In December 2021, it was reported that there were over 200 individual homeless camps in San Jose, most of which are tucked along the Guadalupe Park and stretch through the city following the Guadalupe River. Just off the river sits the largest camp in Columbus Park. Columbus Park has become a battleground as the land next door, where the camp had originally set up during the summer, is owned by the Federal Aviation Administration, where camps were swept due to safety concerns of the flight paths that are there. The drought and wildfire risk in the area only amplify these issues for the city. There are current plans to sweep Columbus Park for renovations and updates that would prevent further homeless camps from setting up there, and these updates are set to start somewhere around June 2022, though city officials are concerned about where the current residents may go. As the houseless folks of San Jose seek to find housing in an already difficult housing crisis, access to safe housing has become a common struggle between landowners, city officials, and the local community. Limited resources and staffing challenges due to COVID have made finding shelter a grueling uphill battle. Every city has its problems, and these days these problems seem to echo from city to city, each familiar. Homeless folks are pushed out of public spaces with nowhere to go. There isn't enough accessible physical housing, or maybe it's just a misalignment of city and government priorities. But if you look close and walk the streets, you can see the love that people have for their home and rich history. Through the challenges, people still come together and unite under their cities to make it a better place for community members and visitors alike, sharing their art, food, and perspective on life. So, change of plans. Had to go home and take a nap. The hotel, rather. Just a little pooped. Couldn't really get to eat. And so now it's time to start thinking about early dinner. Maybe I'll have a snack later on. Currently enjoying a complimentary drink on the hotel. Pretty nice, the Grand in San Jose. Good price for the value. Giant room you got. It's awesome. So I'm gonna finish up here and see what we can find for our next meal. All right, so we settled on going to the Ginger Cafe, just because it was not too far from our hotel. Google says 0.3 miles, a little bit of a jaunt. It's nice and cool outside. It's like 6 o'clock and dark, but nice little walk, and we'll check it out, see if they're good. Interview.
Okay, so what drew you? So you came to San Jose, and you came here to film and also explore and see the culture. What drew you to this particular spot?
As I was walking to Walgreens to get some incidentals, I passed a couple places and I saw this place, and I saw there's a Vietnamese place down the road just right across from our hotel, and there's a Thai place right next door. But this place is more Cantonese and had dim sum, and also had a really, really good rating. After looking at the menu, I think I've seen other possibly celebrities review this place, but Ginger Cafe. And so in the spirit of just kind of showing up and doing this thing, we're here to check it out. It's dark outside because it's wintertime. It's not as late as it would seem. Right now it's like 7:30. So I think in the spirit of just keeping things almost kind of random, is just coming out and experiencing the city, is to just hit up places that are close to us and just see what ends up in our path as we do this here and see where it goes.
Well, that sounds like it's a lot of fun. And the best way of getting to know a place is definitely walking around and just seeing what's there and asking locals. Have you gotten to meet any locals in this area about what's, good, or have talked about this place in particular?
I don't know. I mean, coming in as a stranger, I think just brings a unique kind of perspective. I mean, I know a few people here, so they've given some suggestions, and that's where we went to breakfast, was first suggestion. But yeah, I still want to make sure I get some good Asian food, so I thought this is a pretty promising place based on the ratings. All right, so we start off with 2 each. Sui mai, ha gao, bok choy, and squid ink lobster dumpling. Then quickly followed up by bok choy dumplings, ha gao, ham soy gok, crab puffs, and stewed pork buns. It was a big bite. Sometimes it's fun this way. This one has shrimp and stuff.
And stuff. So this one, oh, look at that steam. Look at that. Oh, delicious. Or this is the first time I've eaten any sort of Cantonese food and not been like, I need soy sauce or siracha. This is just good on its own.
Could use a little bit of the condiments. I'm not sure that's kind of the way they go. But this one's a little more shrimp in it. Probably 8. I think it's like 8. Chili sauce here. There's like. It's got this kind of weird. Weird's a terrible word for it, but it's different taste for that squid ink. It's not like off-putting, but kind of like subtly seafood. Yeah, it's got like shrimp, egg, and I think some onion or shallot in there. Some ginger in there. I could eat a whole plate of those. It's just a crab puff. And of course, the one we've been waiting for, the pork soup dumpling. As you mentioned in like Great British Baking Show, I also noticed they're not sticking to each other. They're not sticking to the bottom.
These are perfect.
Must be perfect. Based on Prue Leaf's criteria.
Oh, she's very picky about her dumplings, I bet.
So learn from the pros.
I mean, why shouldn't she be?
On that top.
Oh, you should try some of that sauce.